guys, Ralph here, and welcome to True Power, Trumpet Fitness, and Fabulous Friday here in Connecticut. And it is fabulous. My daughter's home from Penn State for the next 3 weeks. Life's good, baby. That and double C's, that's all I want. That's all I want in life. I'm easy to please. Anyway, you saw the thumbnail. Step number 3, the final step. Guys, I'll get to it in a minute. But you must practice correctly. This is probably this is the biggest mistake all my students make. Okay? Anyway, let's see what we got. Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, nothing. Let's see what we got. You know how it works. I have been spit buzzing and I have done some SFE. Okay? Let's try a little C trumpet. A little warm up. Anyway, nothing. Wide open double C's after taking days off. All I've done is some SFE and some spit buzzing, and I have the extreme ranges of the trumpet and the extreme ranges of the dynamics, as well as total control of timbre. Guys, that's true power, baby. Anyway, step number 1. Like Tolstoy, you must follow step by step by step. You need the Calet mouthpiece, preferably the Bach 1 SB. Number 2, you need proper technique. Relaxed corners, proper tongue placement, and little air. Number 3, guys, you must practice correctly. You must practice correctly. That's the one thing that I would say almost all my students do. They practice incorrectly. At some point or another, they practice incorrectly. Now, here's the deal. I don't perform anymore. I don't do gigs. And I realize that when you are out on a gig, especially when you're getting paid, or a performance, a public performance, you can't stop, reset, spit buzz. You can't do that. You've got to do what you got to do to get through. And sometimes, yes, that takes its tolls in the chops. And that is one thing that I admit I don't have anymore. That's one of the reasons that I can, after days off, just pick it up and do the extremes. Okay, because I'm not beating up my chops, ever. But here's the deal. On a job, you got to do what you got to do. When you're practicing, guys, you must practice correctly. You must. Now, every single lesson I have, every single student, whether they come here and sit next to me or it's via Skype, every single one of them, no matter where they start, whether they start killing double C's or they start, geez, they can't play a note. every single one of them finishes a half an hour to 40-minute lesson, whatever they pay for, an hour lesson, whatever they pay for, they sound better when they started. That's all there is to it. It's a fact. It's been happening for 30 years. Why? Because for the time they are in my company, I do not let them play incorrectly. So if they start warming up, go C to high C, low C to high C, okay? And they end their practice session playing Fs. And then I hear from them a week, 10 days, a couple days later, doesn't matter. Ralph, I lost the F. I don't know what happened. Guys, it's not magic. In the time that you left me, you are not playing correctly. Guys, when you are practicing, you must. When you're feeling like you're crashing, you must. If it's in the middle of a phrase, in the middle of a beautiful Bach, Jesus Joy of Man's Desire phrase, and you feel it, you have to stop. And that is easier said than done to a good musician, from a good musician. I get it. You want to finish that phrase. And then you stop. Guys, you can't do it. That it's all about muscle memory, and every single time that you are playing incorrectly, you are training your muscles to play incorrectly again. And you have to break that cycle. You just have to. Okay? Now, spit buzz. Spit buzz, spit buzz. When you feel it crashing, stop. Spit buzz, as long as you're spit buzzing correctly. Now, all of my students, if they've studied with me at all, spit buzz correctly. Now, a lot of times when they take it and they put it up on their mouth, they change it a little bit. They go back to what they're used to doing. But everybody's spit buzz is correct, all my students. So, when you get off, when you crash for whatever reason, be it an endurance thing or you just set up wrong or whatever the case may be, you're trying to play too high, whenever that happens, you stop, spit buzz, correct it, get that bad muscle memory out of there, and then go back and do it again. Okay? Now, I'm going to do a video in the coming weeks, days, months, whatever, about practicing correctly. Okay? But it is very, very simple. I might do 10 minutes and just show you how I practice. Okay? But, guys, you must practice correctly. That's with relaxed chops, tip of the tongue firmly against the soft inner red of the bottom lip, touching the top lip, tuck the top lip in if you must. Whenever, for whatever reason, you don't do that, stop, spit buzz, and reset. And if you can do that during a performance, a lot of times you can, guys. If you're playing with a big band, there's enough sound going on that you can just very simply, when you're taking... Now, big band, I will say this. I will say, for the most part, big band, whoever arranges or writes for big band knows that the lead parts and the trumpet parts are such that they need rest. And even the Maynard lead book, guys, as long as you have the notes, the endurance was no problem. There was enough, Jay Chataway, whatever, who did the arrangements, had enough sense to put rest in there. So when that is happening, guys, you can very easily, you don't have to blow everybody off the stand. That is further using good principles that give you the proper technique. Now, further enforcing the principles of giving that technique. Now, I found that a lot of my students who do community bands, okay, that especially don't have enough trumpets to go around, have a lot of problems with the endurance. Even more so than big band, even though the big band may be higher. Okay? Now, that you just have to put the horn down occasionally. You can spit buzz. Just like, it doesn't have to be this huge thing, but just to reinforce the proper technique, the proper principles, keep the spit buzzing going, and when you're home practicing, stay in your happy zone. You can absolutely 100%, no questions asked, develop double C's, not playing above a high C. That is a fact, and I will do another video on that coming up. But if you stay in your happy zone, okay, that is playing correctly, you will just get more and more relaxed. That is what I do in the lesson, my lessons. I never let them play out of their happy zone, never. And what happens? A half an hour later, every single one of them is playing better than when they started, whether they've warmed up or not. One SB mouthpiece, proper technique, and practice correctly. The double C's are there. And like that. Doesn't have to be a month. Doesn't have to be 2 months. Guys, it can be 10 minutes. It can be 10 seconds if you do it right. And anybody that tells you otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about. All right? All right. I will see you guys Monday. Short week next week with Christmas and all that sort of stuff. But enjoy the holiday season, and we'll see you Monday. Love you all.